everybody, and welcome to a Oppo preview with the Scarf Bagara War. I'm delighted to be joined by Barry from Wigan Athletic podcast Progress with Unity. You okay, mate?
I am, Russ. Yes, very well, thank you.
Good. I mentioned it on your podcast. We know each other from a couple of years ago when we tried to launch I tried to launch a Greater Manchester football podcast that didn't last very long. But yeah, it's nice to see you. And I think last time we met in the league, I think it was over 20 years ago, probably when you were on your way up to FA Cup fame and we were on our way down to National League North fame. So it's really nice to be playing each other again.
Yeah, it's funny how things have a habit of returning, though, isn't it? You know, it's a bit like you find your level, don't you? And
Yeah, I think in the end you do. It seems to work out that way. First things first, then give us an overview of Wigan Athletic, where you are now. We know that Dave Whelan's obviously passed on and things like that. What's the sort of the mood around the club in terms of ownership? Which direction do you think you're heading in?
Well, we've had a traumatic 4 years, to say the least. We've been in administration, and then we was saved at the 11th hour by a group of Bahrainis who spent the budget, a 3-year budget, spent it within 12 months, and then with no money left, and we found ourselves back against the wall. So we've been taken over by a local businessman, Mike Danson, quite wealthy, but he's not really a big football fan. He's done it to save the club for the community, and we have to work to a sustainable model now. So there'll be no throwing loads of money at it like we did under Dave Whelan. So we're very fiscal. We look after the pennies, so to speak, and it's a bit of a shock to some of our supporters seeing us like bringing this summer, for example, we brought in 7 permanent signings and 6 loan signings, and those 7, I think only one's cost us a fee, and that was a very, very small amount as well. So that's how we're working now, you know. But one thing that it is providing is providing a pathway for the academy players, and we're getting loads of local lads. You know, we've just sold a Wigan lad to Hull City for 5 million. Charlie, who's only 19, absolutely top class centre back. He'll play in the Premier League. He's already an England international at 20 level. So he moved on this summer. He's left a big hole in his position though. But we've got 4, 5, 6 academy graduates in the first team now, and loads of others knocking on the door. So I like that model. I like the model. It's one Crew used to their advantage for many years, didn't they? And we've got a brilliant academy, and I'm enjoying it. It's more, you feel like the players belong to you rather than they're just passing through, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. So that's where we're at. We're not splashing the cash. We've got a great manager who likes to play good football, and we're just struggling to score at the moment. Otherwise, we'd be probably in the top 6.
You mentioned there about the sort of the natives getting restless about not being used to not spending money because only one player cost a fee. But I mean, I'm of an age when maybe you are as well, of an age where we remember Wigan when the Three Amigos landed, and that was a big thing in the bottom tier and almost like non-league as well. Is that people with short memories, or have you just been conditioned now to having lots of investment and having the big ground that you've got in terms of the stadium now and things like that?
Yeah, I always thought the criticism, because you see it on social media, don't you? And you don't often see who it's coming from. And I always thought it was like the young lads, just seeing us in, like you mentioned about us rising up like from 2003 onwards and going in the Premier League and that. But it's not. It's guys as old as me. I mean, my first game was 1971, so I've seen us like back in the non-league days, and I've been on the journeys with the club up and down the divisions. But there's fellas there who's done that with me, when we never paid a big fee for anybody. I think our record transfer was for Graham Jones, 150,000 up until us getting going into the Premier League. So I don't know. I think some people, like you said, though, get conditioned to the fact that League One, we've been in it. I think we've been in it 5 seasons in the last 10 years, and we've won it for 4 of those. So that's, people expect us to win the league, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like that. And I really do prefer this. I would never want us to go back to a situation again where we're in danger of losing the club, because a club like ours, a club like yours, a lot of the Northwest clubs, they're very much community clubs. There's such a big part of the town and the communities within the town, and to think that's going to go away and never see it again, it nearly broke a lot of people, and I'd never want to be in that position. So I'm happy with this. I really am. Let's stand on our own 2 feet and make our own ways forward, and get the good young lads coming through, and hopefully coach them well, and then sell them on and keep the club ticking over. And, you can still get in the Championship looking like that. And hopefully that's what we're going to do in the next couple of years.
So coming on to that then, you say next couple of years, I was going to say, what's your expectation for this season?
Well, last season was my favourite season for a very long time because with no pressure. Well, we was never getting relegated and we weren't getting promoted. We started the season on -8 points, so we weren't going to make them up. We nearly did, though. That was the thing. But I was going to the football and just enjoying the day out. I was meeting family and friends, and it was just brilliant. No pressure, no end of season pressure on us, and I really enjoyed it. And I was hoping for another one of those seasons this season, but we've found it difficult to score. We've just come off the back of 3 goalless draws, and we've got a game on Tuesday evening, so I don't know where that's gone. If we'd have lost all those 3 games, which they can go either way, we would have been third off bottom. But if we would have won them all, we'd have been third in the table. So it's very fine margins at the moment. Hopefully, with the way Maloney's bedding in the young lads, I don't think we're strong enough this season to mount a serious challenge for promotion. We may be flut about with the playoffs, maybe, but next season I'd like to see us kick on and give it a bit of a go next season. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I know. You have drawn the last 3, haven't you? All 0-0. So you said you're struggling to score. I think you won before that 4-0 though, was at Bristol Rovers. That's not too shabby, is it?
No, but they're probably the worst side I've seen in about 5 years. They were awful.
Fair enough.
They were awful.
Fair enough. Who are the players to look out for then? Because I see that Joe Hugill's your top scorer. Okay, only with 2. Sam Tickle seems to be performing well. Who should we look out for on Saturday?
Yeah, well, Sam Tickle's, I mentioned about the young lad, Charlie Hughes, who was a centre-back we sold. We had offers for Sam in the window as well. I think Arsenal came in for him, wanted to take him as the 3rd choice keeper, but he's only 21. He's an England international. He's a fabulous goalkeeper. Big lad. Obviously, with a name like Mr. Tittle, he's got long arms, so he does keep plenty clean sheets. So not only has he kept the most clean sheets this season, but he's got the biggest save percentage as well. So that tell you he is a quality keeper, and we're very surprised he's still with us because we thought he would have gone on. But we've got a lad in midfield, Matt Smith. Now he's a bit like. I'm finding a few fans going on his back this season, but he's an absolute quality player. He's like a bit of a quarterback, sits in front of the back 4, takes the ball off him, and he'll knock a 2-yard pass, but it'll split the opposition wide open. We got him from Arsenal on a free transfer. He's only 23. Telo Asgard as well, Norwegian under-21 international, come through our academy, been with us since he was 11. Not really a Wigan name, is it? But no. He's from Liverpool, so there you go. It's not a Scottish name either. So his mum and dad play with the Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, so that's what he's doing over here. But he's been with us since he was 11. Absolute brilliant feat. He broke into the team during our administration season at 17. He scores absolute worldies. He's 6'2". He's just a fabulous football player. So he's definitely one to look out for. We're just struggling a little bit with the strikers. We've got Joe Hugill, as you mentioned. We've also brought a lad in from Nottingham Forest on loan, Dale Taylor. He was on loan at Wycombe last year. He missed a chance on Saturday, which wouldn't have done his confidence any good. I mean, that would have won us the game. But I see a lot in him. He's a busy forward. I do see a lot in him, and I think he's going to come good as the season goes on. So maybe we could start to see a little bit more from him on Saturday. But I think he'll start the game on the bench with Hugo up front. And we've got a lad in from Brentford on loan, Michael Olick-Becky, his name. And I saw him play for Peterborough last season. He had a bit of trouble at Peterborough. He only played a 2 or 3 games for him. But he played against us in one game. We beat them 3-2, but he absolutely destroyed our left back in that game, Luke Chambers, who I will say is the best left back in this division, and he destroyed him. So I was really excited. Unfortunately, he broke his leg and doing his first challenge in his first pre-season game, but he's back. So it must have been like an hairline fracture. And the last 3 games, he's come on as cameo appearances, and every one is started to show a lot more. So he's number 11, and I'm expecting big things from him as well. So if he might even get a start on Saturday. And obviously, we've got Callum McManaman. He's back with the club. He's 32 now. He was man of the match in the FA Cup final when we won the FA Cup. I always get that in. I make no apologies for saying that. We won the FA Cup. So he's a club legend like the other one, Nick Powell, who you've got from us at the moment. But Callum's a club legend, and he plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's Wigan Athletic. You know, every challenge he makes is going to be a cruncher. So, and he's a bit of a pantomime villain as well. The opposition fans love to hate him. So he'll probably come on about 60 minutes for the last half an hour of the game, but cause a bit of trouble when you're all tired. So then the players I picked out. Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, just going back to Sam Tickle, please tell me there's some sort of merchandise with Mr. Tickle and like big goalie gloves or something, something like that.
You think so, but they've not cottoned on to that. I don't know why they've not cottoned on to that one yet. Yeah, I think his sister's the test is signed for the Wigan ladies as well.
Right. As a keeper?
No, testicle. Yeah.
Oh, dickhead. I like it. Before we move on to Nick Powell, just a quick mention as well. You've got James Carragher, who's Carragher's son. Is he not?
Yes, he is. Jamie Carragher's lad, James Carragher, been with us since he's been with us since he was 12. But he's growing now. So about 10 years come through the academy. He played alongside Charlie Hughes. They came through together, but he's been injured. He's been out for almost a year, and then he went on loan at the end of last season. He went up to Inverness Caledonian Thistle, and he's come back. He primarily was a centre half, but we've been playing him at right back, just like his dad. You don't know which position he played. He runs like his dad. He looks like his dad. I just hope he's going to prove to be as good as his dad, because his dad was even though you might not like him, he was a top defender in the top division, weren't he? So he's played the last 3 games. He's man of the match in the last game as well, by the fans voted for him. Very energetic, and gets to about 65 minutes and he's blowing out of his backside. He's put that much effort in, and the fans love to see that, don't they, from somebody who's going to work the socks off. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. What sort? Oh no, let's move on to Nick Powell. You mentioned it on your podcast. He's liked very, very much so liked it at Wigan. What was he like for you? Because he's a bit of a Marmite player for us, I'd say.
Well, he used to win a game on his own, didn't he, Nick Powell? He could do whatever he wanted. He could do no wrong as far as we were concerned. Absolutely tremendous player. Scored in Europe for us. He scored in the FA Cup. He won us. We were 3-0 down, and he scores an hat-trick and draws us a game, in a relegation battle against Rotherham. Absolutely brilliant. Fabulous. Saunters about the pitch like a Zinedine Zidane or whoever he thinks he is, just never breaks sweat. But give him the ball and watch him put it in the back of the net. Absolutely brilliant player. The fans loved him. He seemed to really love playing at Wigan Athletic. He just got a good move to Stoke when we were, they came in and give him a big wage, and off he went. But brilliant player. Love him. And he's still, everybody just refers to him as like Nicky. It's not Powell or anything like that. It's always Nicky. Brilliant player. And I know some of the staff that in the training ground, they still refer to him very, very, very fondly. He was always getting fined for being really inappropriate at times. But it's what you want in your team. You want that character that's knocking around, keeping the other players on the toes. He's not quite a Gaza character, but I don't think he's too far off.
Too far off. Yeah. He's probably not showing his true sort of personality at County yet. I'm hoping it comes. I hope he gets the game time to do that. Final thing then, what sort of system are we going to be looking at on Saturday for Wigan, and finally beyond that, what's your score prediction?
Oh, we're very tight at the back as being the lowest conceders in the division probably burst through. We've not conceded a goal for 4 games going into Tuesday night's match. So we're quite tight. We're very good at the back. We play with a back 4, but our 2 fullbacks have licence to go up the pitch. We also play with 2 wingers. So we've got 2 marauding fullbacks and 2 marauding wingers. Unfortunately, we've never had anybody in the box to finish off the chances that they create. That's where the big problem is. So I think we'll like you to come at us with very much an away side. I think under Maloney, that's how he likes to play. It people with fast players in the team, so we'll be getting forward quickly. As far as the prediction goes, I think I'd settle for a draw here. I'm not going to say nil apiece because we've got to start scoring goals, but I'd love it to be a 1-1. I think it'd be great points at your place because I think you're a strong side this season, and I can see you challenging up at the top end. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a 1 apiece because we are a very good away side.
Right, good stuff. Well, we will see. We will see on Saturday. Barry, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I know it's been a long time, but cheers for coming on to the Scarf Bagara War. And good luck after Saturday.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Yes. Speak to you soon.
See you later.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Scarf Bagara War. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week on your favourite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your contributions help keep the show running to bring the content you love. If you'd like to support the podcast and get access to exclusive special guest episodes, ad-free podcasts and a monthly giveaway, head over to patreon.com/the Scarf Bagara War. And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content and more. You can find us on X, Facebook and Instagram, all at County Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your fellow County fans. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Scarf Bagara War. Come on, County!